Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now, we've slept on it now and it's time to break down where Manchester United went wrong in the Manchester derby. So let's just get right into it. So first I'll read some of Ten Hag's quotes of what he said after the game. So yeah, if you've not heard them, then obviously these are what Ten Hag said. If you've already heard them, you'll probably already have a good idea of what Ten Hag thought of the game and how his Manchester United army played. So he started off by saying he was very disappointed and the lack of belief, he didn't expect it. So firstly, why are Manchester United players showing a lack of belief going into one of their biggest rivals, the best team in the league, after winning 4 to 5 games in a row? Obviously if you include the Europa League, they've won 5 games in a row and they're showing lack of belief after an international break. They didn't believe in themselves whatsoever. Ten Hag said that himself, and that's quite good to hear because Ten Hag is kind of developing like Rangnick was, where Rangnick was saying what the fans were thinking and saying. So I think that's why United fans are so open and connected with Ten Hag, because Ten Hag will not hide his frustration. He will call out the players if needed. He'll praise them when they deserve it, and he'll call them out when they deserve it as well. It's not double standard with Ten Hag. He'll tell you when you're shit and he'll tell you when you're good. That's it. So anyway, he carried on to say that we didn't play, kept giving the balls away. We didn't play well. We kept giving the balls away and players were out of possession. So we didn't play properly, right? We didn't play well. So Ten Hag went on to say that it wasn't the game plan. So the players, firstly, didn't respect Ten Hag's tactics for some reason, and they decided to go back to default mode and just try and win out ride out the game. That is poor. That is absolutely poor. Now, I don't care if Ten Hag's asking you to run backwards and score a goal. I don't care if he's asking you to spin on your head and volley a ball. It doesn't matter. If Ten Hag tells you to do something, you do it. Now, that's just my opinion, and that's what United fans should be demanding from these players. These players go on default mode way too many times last season. And when the going got tough, they gave up. They didn't fight. And that's what was shown again yesterday. And it was absolutely dreadful to see from Manchester United players, because these players have been given a fresh start. A lot of fans have given these players a fresh start into how they played last year. And they've gone back and just trotted all over that fresh start. Now, you're going up against Man City, okay? 90% of the fan base didn't think we'd win it. We knew we were going to lose. If we drew, we said it would be a good result. If we won, it'd be an amazing result. I was a bit too excited. I was a bit too optimistic. And I said we were going to win 3-2. Nobody expected the scoreline. It was like City went 4-0 up at half-time. Antony then scored that really world-class goal. And then City scored 2 goals straight away. Just to let us know that they were there. Just to say, right, yeah, know your place. Like, we're this good. Like, you are nothing. You are literally a bug. That's the way City made United players feel. And United fans, it just didn't feel real. Like, the game just wasn't... It just didn't feel real. It felt like a bad dream. And it was just disappointing to see. Now, it shows as well that Ten Hag did get the team selection wrong, 100%. Ten Hag has to take blame in that responsibility. He said that about Ronaldo. I'll read the quote. He said, "Out of respect for Cristiano, I decided not to bring him on." So what you're saying, Ten Hag, that one of the world's greatest players was kept on the bench because he couldn't impact on the game. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. You should play Ronaldo. Ronaldo should have been starting. Why he played Rashford, I have no idea. Rashford looked really shaky and still injured. That was my opinion. He wasn't tracking back. He wasn't running. He wasn't pressing. His passing was poor. You could tell that his sharpness was proper low. Sancho, don't know what's happened to him. It just looks like while international break's gone on, they've all pissed off on holiday. It doesn't look like they've actually trained and they've just gone into this game without any training. It's like when you play FIFA and you don't bother doing any of the training during pre-season, and then you go and start the league and all your sharpness is on red, and then the players play terribly. That's the way it reminded to me. But anyway, Martial did go on to talk about players that he brought on in Martial. So he was asked a question, and the question was, Martial came on and scored 2 goals. How do you define that? And Ten Hag said, he, in Martial, had a good pre-season and I'm happy for him. And Antony, but I can't express anything positive. The performance was unacceptable. Bang on, Ten Hag. Bang on. Even though Antony's goal was great and Anthony Martial, bloody hell, there's too many Anthonys. So we'll call Martial. So even though Antony scored a great goal and Martial scored 2, he scored a good penalty and he had an easy header for an easy goal. It's disappointing, because even though them players scored, them goals will be forgotten about like that, because the performance was so poor from the other players. They ruined it for a great goal from Antony and Martial, who's one of the most hated players at United for some weird reason. And it's just disappointing is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I'll read some more quotes. That Ten Hag said that he was just disappointed with the performance as a whole, and he will be talking about the players today. So he said tomorrow, and criticising them as well as the other players. So when Ten Hag's saying that, he means today he'll be talking to the players and probably giving them a good bollocking, saying, why did your heads drop? Why did you show a lack of belief? It was embarrassing. You're supposed to be Manchester United. The derby's supposed to be one of the biggest games of the year. Why did you let your fans down? Why did you let yourselves down? Why did you let the badge down? Like, certain players didn't. Certain players, I think, played relatively well, and some players couldn't do anything about it. So when I say couldn't do anything about it, I say the defence. Dalot got an early red card, and he was pretty much out of the game then, because we know how aggressive Dalot can be. Giving him a yellow straight away was just took Dalot's game out the plan. I personally think it wasn't a yellow, but also Dalot, you shouldn't be changing your game. You should still be getting stuck in. You shouldn't be letting McTominay do your job in marking Jack Grealish. And that's where Ten Hag was talking about players being out of position. You saw McTominay being the one going more forward or playing at right back half the time, and Eriksen was the one playing more deep. Eriksen was wasted in that game. I said it in my match reaction, but where United went wrong, there's just too much. There was poor passing, poor positioning, like I said, poor marking. Paul Scholes said it himself on his Instagram. He said about the wingers. He went, I remember when wingers used to help their fullbacks. Antony and Sancho didn't track back at all. Neither does Rashford. When they play on the wing, they stay forward too much. They don't help out the wingers. I was watching when United went on the attack. There was like 8 or 9 City players in their box defending to make sure United couldn't get a shot off. They know they're not defenders, but they do it because they're a unit. They do it because they're a team. That's what United are. That's what United aren't, should I say. And it's embarrassing and we knew we were going to get schooled by City deep down. I knew it deep down, and obviously it's back to reality in a way where you know these players, when they start to lose after a significant amount, they give up. And City didn't even go out of second gear in the second half, which allowed United to score 3 goals, which was quite embarrassing. I've spoken to a few City fans, and they said that the fact that this poor United side, after how poorly they performed today, they scored 3 goals past us still. That was a City fan talking, and it makes you think that it doesn't feel like United scored whatsoever, because all we're talking about is negativity. And United just disappointed a lot of fans. So what else can you really say? The major issues, really, apart from the poor positioning, the bad passing and the marking, is like I said, the lack of belief. United won 4 to 5 games on the trot and they just gave up. It's just sad to see. It's embarrassing. And it just, like I said, it just makes me upset that these players are pretty much not pretty much, they are the best paid players in the league, apart from maybe a few superstars at the odd club like a Mo Salah or an Erling Haaland or something like that. I don't know how much they're on, but sorry, I'm just moving my notes. But like I said, these players are the best paid players in the league, and they couldn't bother tracking back, actually sprinting back, couldn't track the runners. It was just like the same as last season, to be fair. It didn't look like Ten Hag was the new manager whatsoever. And like I said, it was just an awful performance from Manchester United as a whole. So but we can't shy away that Pep Guardiola has pretty much the easiest job in world football. Now that success, that's not easy. But the fact he's been given an open checkbook and he's pretty much allowed to get any players he wants. I'm jealous. I'm massively jealous, because United's owners give every Manchester United manager a budget and they take money out of the club. I'm not going to get into the Glazers because I can't be bothered. But Ten Hag needs to be backed no matter what. Like that. I made a video a few weeks ago talking about Ten Hag's transfer boost, and he was supposed to be getting about 70 million in January and 100 million if Ronaldo goes. And now we're saying that apparently Ten Hag's not getting anything. I'm sorry, what? You can't do that. You just can't. That is embarrassing. You can't allow that to happen. United are going through a rebuild, right? And the Glazers are panicking. So if they want to stay in power as Manchester United owners, they need to spend big and invest if they want to spend big, because they can't. If United keep performing like this, where we're not winning anything, we keep losing out on top four, the Glazers will be forced to sell the club, because they will want to sell us as high as possible. And I don't think they'll actually invest too much more money anymore. So why do you think the budget was so low when before the protest started and Sir Jim Radcliffe got involved? But like I said, I'm not really going to get involved with the Glazers. But yeah, about when it comes to the likes of Pep Guardiola, he has a very easy job. He's got a super squad, really. City make the Premier League, which is the best league in the world, look like a farmers' league. And it's just sad, really, how dominant Manchester City are. And they look like that they're not, like, the thing is, like Liverpool, for example, they've had a great squad for so long, and now the players are aging, other players are leaving, and now their time is starting to dip, their form is starting to dip, and you can see the players like Mo Salah's and Mane's are going to start going. Now, obviously, Mane's already gone, but Mo Salah, for example, I don't think Bobby Firmino will stay long, I don't think Jota will stay long. So City are currently buying superstars or great players now, developing them while they're young, so he's got the next 10 years out of them. And he's not just sticking to one squad, he's building for the future. You've got Julian Alvarez and Haaland as his two strikers, and they're both not even 24. The statistic is Haaland has already scored 14 goals in the Premier League. He is 9 goals off from breaking the Golden Boot record from last season, where Salah and Son both scored 23. He's got 30 games to do it. He's projected 66 goals right now. The competition record is 32. Haaland could become the all-time Premier League goal scorer in 4 seasons if he carries on like this. He could be known as one of the greatest Premier League players ever. Do I think Haaland will stay at City all his career? No, I think he'll go to league after league and just show his dominance and win as many trophies as he can. If he wants to do that at City, he can do that. He can win Premier League after Premier League after Premier League. And if he wins the Champions League, which he's stated that it's his dream to win it in the Gary Neville interview, he stated that it's his dream. And if he can't win that at City, he'll just go to another Champions League club and try and win it there. So, as a whole, it's embarrassing and scary. And I'm just very jealous. I love Erling Haaland and I don't want to. I think he's a great, great player. He's a machine. And it's, yeah, just poor from United's end for lack of belief. And I'm very glad to see that. No, I'm actually, because no players have actually tweeted, "Here we go again, this and this," because they used to do that all the time last year when they lost, and it would grind my gears, saying, "We go again, we'll be better next week. Come on, guys, let's stick together." It's just, they're not doing that anymore, because I think Ten Hag is actually drilling into them that every loss that they have, they will be punished no matter where they went wrong. You could have a 10 out of 10 game and lose a game for certain United players and still get the blame and still not. So like for example, David De Gea was heavily criticised yesterday. He couldn't do anything on them goals, I don't think. Martinez couldn't do anything wrong really. He could have maybe marked players a bit better, but I'm not being funny. Where was the midfield? I blame the midfield more than the defence. McTominay was dreadful. Eriksen was wasted. Bruno was dreadful. The wingers weren't tracking back. Rashford didn't track back. And it was just, like I said in my match reaction yesterday, that City in the first half were like when you're on the motorway, zooming down there, going how fast you want, and then you get to the junction as you're going to turn off the motorway, and then you back down and you have to go to the speed limit of 30 miles an hour. And that's the way it reminded me when they went in the second half. But then you go off you go off the junction, you're driving through there, and then you come onto another motorway or another intersection, and then that's when United scored. And then City scored the extra 2 to make it 6-1. And they just went back into full acceleration mode and just be like, yeah, we're still here. But like I said, I just think United got a lot of things wrong yesterday, mainly lack of belief. I hope that doesn't continue. We play Omonia, I think it is, on Thursday, and then Everton at weekend. Obviously, there'll be the Europa League preview match as well as Everton. I'm expecting on Thursday there'll be a lot of rotation. I'm expecting the likes of Van der Beek to play, Casemiro, Ronaldo, even Alanga, etc. Luke Shaw, Lindelof, maybe even Wan-Bissaka. I don't know. Maybe we'll change the full team. We don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know where you thought United went wrong. I was also on All for United last night. And honestly, I can say I love being on that channel. The people that I'm talking to about United, in Stu, Mr. Ton, Marcus last night, the gaffer Ben, when I've been on with Reese and Joe last Monday. They've all been really welcoming to me, and I'm really loving being on that show. And even if it's 1 a week, 2 a week, I don't mind. I just love talking about United, as you can tell by this YouTube channel. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you again to All for United for that massive opportunity they give me. And yeah, thank you for tuning in to Red Devils TV. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. I'm actually really hoping we're on 43 subscribers right now. So honestly, if we could make 50 subscribers by the end of the month, thank you. I really want to build this community. Hopefully we get 100 by the end of the year. And yeah, thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.